Happy birthday to a truly talented artist. May your day be filled with same joy and beauty that you bring to the world through your art. Metro love. Hear from your DJ to you, Lord Fargo, fully in charge. Inti we say, and from Acid. Inti Acid ne desa birthday wishy a man talented artist. Inti we say, and dear war horse so and the same message na the same message na and wo honoma nti mame ento aso sabri ye ba bedi enkomo ebusuafo se wate anase wanya nteye se wo be mo senior high school na ye the new curriculum be aba ye introduce new one e de aba awofo binom ebisa na we die ni dwumedi e ba bedi enesen enen komo ba ye bebo no you be throw more light on that na yenya emu enchirechire yie pa boa ba beboa adesua ene newspaper yi menua no ebi ebo so chiwempo chief of staff somebody to just say ne o mampanyini ye nhihye ye said be ya ne hands on work practicals no ye sabe kokoso na yenya training yie nti ne ye manom so bo no chiw pour forget or re no akwa chocho gu onu ya no de ni refi ni eba be hwesa new curriculum no ni tipo pa na ni so de hunu enesen eba be boa ye mofra na mo mate adesua na se anase no so ba be ye obese same original de tie dada na ye be chiu na ya po na ya forget and I don't see and Professor Samuel Foribe Queen and has on acting director general National Council for Curriculum and Assessment ye twenitia e kano naka e wo ha prof me mo watching
yeah
bibi agoko de
me adu bia agoko
o why fan of pay
it does
and yen shesa SHS curriculum mu introduce yen hwe no ne kesie mu pa na ni so ade hu no enye bi e ba beboa o man Ghana ya desua e ho nsem ana se pa ne sitie
yo me das net ne say maybe a bit siako na for let me say employers complaining say graduates are if you schools no
mo formal juma
no omu here skills be abel skill bia omu enibi nti no omu afam wi no omu science sika assign at the training room eno kan ena ye hwehwemu ana ehu say ni nyina gina curriculum na ye run in schools no akoye say ache ena enebre so nyama pi aba say adusiafo no ehu enso ye curriculum no na enkyere sanyama no ye obi e friend 21st century skills ena na say adwuma for adwuma wo adwuma ranfo no ena mu hia
omo hwehwe
ono mo hwe like ye fa adwuma mu a say utumi obi abutumi ne the co-workers no etumi aye adwuma issue of cooperation the old curriculum no na it wasn't emphasizing on that being innovative skills creativity say na ubetumi think critically na wa solve problems and yet bibia na we adwuma me problem bia na obedwane akọ adwuma no ra say problem we na me face say wankasa utumi gina wona so na utumi hwe na wo solve sa problem nti no ena ye hu say say your mama education no are relevant to the current situation are you facing where you adwuma ye mo and they say yes curriculum na ye de sa nyama no hyimu se ne be ya nyama omusua e wo school ne ade kire no ye be kam we be hyimu kana na aye papa ma wo mo
okay enti ye hyimu kana no we de kan aboso say eni abefo kwan so ye hye 21st century year eniema hodo a se obi na adwuma de wo hwehwe se wo adwuma ye ni a wo befa wo no wo de bebam na be ma adwuma no atumpon enesi ye do suko na se ya hwe emu ya ma yen enchichemu enchiche pe pa na mo hwe edimoni ato ho no hu se these are the things ye de hyemu a ebetimi aboa
yo bibi friend soft skills
okay
because ube school no me pia be kire school no ube ba adwuma mu na enya sa ade na adwuma ne hia ba bibi adwuma no so work sorry employers no so enim say obi akra ema adwuma no cost so ntem ebi ne sana me di kan boss no se na obetumi ne co-workers a form team aye adwuma yen schools me ko school say obi anche me se na use computer and so see no computer na ba the bia be ko bia no computer na di adwuma enti se wo ye obi na se wan prepare ho se me tumi tena ho esua sa we na se wo de waka chikra enti no you be a friend self and lifelong learning say addition for no etumi nasa skill no so na me ya mo wie school crampo na se bibi fufro ba en se mo ko school biom e so mo amutumi de fato mo say ade we dey say misua say na be ya I will continue to be relevant at my workplace and also can na values say people there's lack of honesty, integrity and no can we adwuma no nkoso enti say we nyina dey a share curriculum no say enye adwene pe na ye biemu na mum behavior your value system any nya eka ho say na be ya the end no e be a holistic person obetumi agina ho say na o man be betumpon
but asema okay wonim say even abofra no wanya ejuma anase we school no kwamba na okwakope ejuma no in a way no do environment no na say sa new technologies you ni bia ma o self esteem no kwampo ekofom
no kre
as who ne say won't me match up so make us na bia nipa no intelligence power but little requirements bia wonni no na ma wanka say ugu ho kwampo enitia I say yen share changes ma assess in approach under SHS curriculum no dey assessment be na moye
a bano assessment you will be a friend say assessment drives teaching and learning teacher for our more child there no almost share the way especially a bano external assessment say WAEC the way WAEC assessing kwala no and almost share so and
no, most of the assess
actually at the end because almost share so more koyen so share na then questions and neba to mujina so at the children na you who say and PMP no especially WAEC assessment external assessment about send an pay
you forget
it's see no ye brie assessment in mo emma enye nia munim kwa na ye hwe
se say the work prof say minim say obi kwa for instance we your master sir na bia wo de compare to first degree questions are ye de be ma wo no wo your master say ma problem question
yes
enti enye se verbatim ade no so you give a broader perspective na wo biemu na what chire mu said the wo no view said the wo hu ade no na said what see ase fa no no what chire mu obi betimi akwa free right ebi afa free left but ni nyina beba be arrive at the same point sa na mo ye ne sese ya
na nyame pie ekeka ho mame we mfato hu bi se o de anoma ejina na fan se kraman nam audensu ene ebia okra ejamwa na o se eduaye esi hoi me hwe nia obetumi afudua no first enti no me kapia
mo nyina mo nko
se wo hwe sa taxi on social wo de ama wo fair na
debi
obi ti se nam no na ontumi because ne de ni nsu
anoma so ko be call fast
ono ne de ni hwim to betu akugina so
okra so betumi afro
ebi se aponchi sei no ebi ontumi mfodua obetumi edudua no so ontumi mfo enti no ade ba ko so dey assessment for bibi differentiation because ye wo obi ane se ne osua na de fa na se na oye ade so osua de na se na obi use ade fa wo so obi ndro bibia perfect on draw bibi en fan shade bibia ade a na adwemo dwen ho a be perfect but the same person can say on throw ontumi
so na do so betimi a throw ka say one draw
so
no we on say so ka say men draw wa ha me
it's in your ma kwama obia every skill be obia wo no it to me assess it na be part of the person's total score first and say, you know, it is 7 reforms in the buy. Now, you when you may be and you share some teachers pay assess.
Okay.
I used to buy any one more creative at the year no account. But and I'm say final exams, you know, na engine when it teachers no ejai.
Okay. It's based on demand why for the banner.
Exactly.
And no almost produce.
Oh. And to say I know you didn't work for ena
I can't boom. Oh,
and yes, it's something bia. And you know, a year continuous assessment on way school based assessment. On be assessing na normal day. Yeah, portal be why equal.
To work for the back home.
Over the back home.
But some can and can.
Can normal the can, but now teacher from your mother say no. Enti no na gidi enim to no mo atwato but see hand there here na say teacher na kasa betumi akọ we know say ya portal say oh ade a me de share ho no e wo ho why for e be use and na questions are why for no so bibisa no so no and so say why for no mbiem say na dia enkanka creative thinking and problem solving emrem na yetumi assessing kwala ni yin
asama working nti obese enkanted no awuka sasa 87 reforms no ni enim we nyina because me kai say me ko school no that an is a secondary school na obi we dey me say mo fanche me obi ya visual arts and also be home economics students no majority near A1 A2 nti science pure science agric and sana waba arts business nomni ade visual arts any home economics oh abon for near ya kana sa enso enei so be a visual arts and also be a home economics wo mu na edi sika akese nti ne nim sa ade we say nyina
woni say nipa fa adwin bi eto no na say wo sesa aya so ne a check answer na for
adapt to na what was say
it's no ne ayi nyina ka ho say na be ya ye draw parents attention to some of the things say no mo am meeting ase say me kai say na kan 87 say buy na ko say o mo person mo ye man masons and carpenters but enti ase o mo anya na ma eno ko ba sa but see ano you say no say what the curriculum ba na say policy bi wo ho na say one share implementation mu ya ene esenyama entina eni abre pa say after designing the curriculum what next is about the implementation enti no all agencies are omoboa to implement the curriculum no you know ma kambu e hwe say teacher for no ebe implement the curriculum no say the way a ye say omo
okay
na assessment no e ya de agina mu pa kontin pa say on between implement we need curriculum here need na say na why for teach you and so assessment na send time ka you why for kasa so ya me adom so ajetum e ma omo ne yen around training teachers no say them be on new forms of assessment
introduce ya beba ho na ya teachers na so compass go teacher ni bi so on ma ka so movie mouse ono so hunu na wa movie no ana hola no na o ka mouse on woni mde o ka mouse na ojo chini e repair kura eti ne o be ka say edinti na ho abehia pan say mu ye gradually no ye twe ho every traditional exams focus no na ye dia ba enei den pa na mo hu a nti ama mo twa mo
so na me dey kan na reporter ye nya fee employers ho
okay
teach you and I also ye share ne say no education dey say ehu hia mania osua no ye adusua ni no say obi ko school say obehwema ko no school esua dey a na onim mfaso a obenya wo enti ne pempia ya enkwara ne bi ho mo je school ko fi say omo hwe ade o betumi aye o interest enye sa de na school no address ma wo so we call it in curriculum inaccessibility or the classroom so feel say classroom not na instead of obi o feel say me kwotena adwa mu di dwanka ebeboa me etina ya ye in such a way say obia interest bia wo bia no ye be address it sa interest no curriculum no it's in introduce to say robotics and kwala no say aba because of AI no kan no person omo de we ni ye adwuma ye nyama ketekete ni it's introduce even engineering
LSHS.
LSHS.
New one.
New one. Be a friend STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Yeah, the account.
Okay.
Send be be our interest
in that.
No channel. So, or person robotics, and I say be biomedical engineering or any kind of engineering. Already when you're busy, I was secondary SHS so to acquire any idea at the full be a man.
Nature say first, say I need to say a Ghana education system now, a curriculum no, and one ma yentimi and prepare your manum
for the work of word of work.
Exactly. Nature nanti asiye wo mo pa.
Yes.
Because we one more say, we say draw a frog, and then Juma me, you know, catch them some draw. We draw tefre, that make a draw no. Impact by the ninya, I say. Banana, more delve deeper.
It's all about connectivity. Be a wusia or classroom, you're connected to the world of words, and be a when you're home faso. I woman now, why be a white dream this year?
Okay, so say you share some new assessments, you know. Ne strong kwa a year from traditional exams and anything.
Yeah. Need kind of say as the child is at the center of everything. And you know, the interests are first is about cognitive way. Obi and then the interest. And to be social before say be a and so now and you know the new way now the abano ensure say obia ni onimbia is catered for. Asana ya my final we will be a friend of transcript system. Who's the first who call university asana unya transcript. They say the SHS who will be transcript.
Oh.
Yes.
We SHS.
Ubenya transcript. Now our transcript to cry is rich. It's going to be richer than that of the university.
Oh wow!
Because and yet we great in the pen be show. Nemo usu and all by descriptive. Would describe detailed information about you as a learner and as a performer.
Okay.
Because I know now teachers in the school no. It's a term assessment be obey no. It's a portal no the show. In the end no. Why for to be until almost say Ebia ran a report and produce a transcript on this student. Everything about the student will come on that report. Hey,
Prof, I said me say the WCK minimum my uncle for Bebrea or more America or more no much idea or my co much idea. Na make a rabba could say Abana menu me. It's not say a Juma fit and who say me Juma Kasankasa. Students in the performance or more daily activities do be a piano or more portals to say okay so would you any email be any the assessments only I don't know what this shame it says they are both abba wow that's and so work
it's about even employers so because a say be a perform you and I'm yes, pedjuma hope back up. If you're munina grace the same first class. To know after the pay near always subaya or to me to know share transcript in a betcha among the three no apart from the omunim no near will share with me
outside the box and a near so no a year will share
bibia or beboa. Employers and so.
This is students' no behavior, how they react to issues, how they think.
Now we'll go in there.
Hey, what up portal? Near king, or being caught temper with.
No,
religiously said the Nippon city and
Bian the privileges are all portal.
Okay.
In the school setting, Ebia or IT expert, or no administrator.
Okay.
Obeshe say teachers no obia with the login credentials and everything. Teacher ne login in near obi who penny subject are watch any students are ASR subject. To what the say Nyama say we input for each student. Why we are need access to anything else. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe at the end of the term and as a semester. Normal printing all the individual reports. Normally they are called schools. Every school should have an academic board.
Okay.
in fact, it will start even from the departmental body. If I say science department for a sure more resource, and science in from SHS 1 to SHS 3. And no share say be a touch now teacher in your fro. A sanka we saying, I didn't know 1 year. To me, yes, finance and I call the school board almost my should be a fine. Then the final report is now put in the system, submitted. Then why sees it? The moment I be school, the main portal why for nobody can change it from the school setting view.
Okay. I think to be to say the mechanic and so be bet me akwa tempano will be me wow.
It's similar to like the university system. We are lecturer now. We enter now submitted and
then share a role of a summative and formative assessment.
Yeah. Before the issue of formative assessment, all that we know is summative assessment as end of term exams and end of semester exams. You are once in a while now quiz. But the quiz is not really directed to send a what would you send in addition it's just part of the summative summative assessment.
It be unannounced. About my attendance no you lower.
Yeah. No, I said I quiz be here. But the difference is about the purpose. Didn't you assessment. Now formative no the purpose they say yes and be akwala no be who say me bomb me who money and say bibi enko yi say be ya say bibi wo ha enko yi manual both you the teacher and the learner no much how best you can help the child through series of interventions. Say be ya akwala no be to me na additional improve and then a friend formative. So assessment that is done purposefully to help learners learning to improve. Tell no sano my teachers no. In fact, which I can say but it's part of their job because you can't really say that you have taught when you have not assessed. It is assessment that will tell you whether your teaching was successful. Or not.
Obi can say the original idea of a assessment and has be a quiz in here then say teacher need be who the strength of the student.
Exactly.
Adiana match and what by being so you see that as a punishment.
No.
Obi me kai say teacher need because say we you teach ni na what shade. Na at the end of the term no e mofra no about say 30% a failure. Who teacher is you a failure. Esan said the watcher no o man ti ase. It's not say this new method ne ba be for you to assess a mofra it na we na o man ti ase then you go over. No was some more at ase.
Yeah, because before then o share system na it's about remedial be 12 years of education. Now our culture was we failing. Now I feel remedial. Meanwhile,
3 months.
Within the course of education at any given point you can do intervention for the child. And you know obedu hono na at least the basic standards we here obe pass no. When you nina ti hu here so obe presence you say osan ko remedial because why yes remediation throughout the week.
Na pa dey say kwa nke my exams here kwa bonya yam shishi o what say about the quiz I am don't program me better exams no wa dwen na anxiety is setting in but say be a daily idea we want say where they are normal to say they one kasa wo sua ade na we na wo test wo ho adjot wo notes nke be do
you know you will be a friend of self assessment and peer assessment here introduce say so na akwara na kasa sua dia obetumi assess no say madisha na ekoyi na say nko ana say na danfo bi ebetumi ahwe ne work as bia kofi em say we ade a we no we ye ne sanka ebeboa because ehun say ekwara no so mutumi eba say omo na fo ekire omo a omu sua ebi mutumi sua more than say teacher ni gina omo ani ma omo kire won ti no ye de ni nyina ebe mu say ne be and also about the practicability of the issues. We are focusing also more on what they can do. It's in project work.
Okay.
Research.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Problem why some research. Now reporting to solve problems. So we are introducing them to this very early in the day.
Okay.
So that because we want them to be problem solvers. How do you train them to be problem solvers? So through those practical activities. And you know, a ban is say, oh yeah, no, first why. Send our cano. A bad exams time no anxiety because why yeah? Question or why yeah?
And you know, or repeating. More ideas.
Exactly.
Edeka home. Now, you share a transcript system. No, quite best on a befast way, Juma. Na the other side is one person now bet me afa edia track students and also growth.
Yeah. Remember na you juma price about yediaba. Say teacher for na ombe use no. And learners also your church room how they can go about doing that. So you could show a training. I am manual say the training teachers about the use of the transcript portal. Now it's really important to track learners progress in learning because at every turn, every assessment, Biana say the teacher know once you observe the child doing something that you first maybe last week me man assignment going to me and but this week me man no what to me and na kwan offer so here no it's very unique no one record actually to so you obi a be esi portal no e be to me track esi's progress. So a week ago, no to me yes, but this time to me here, and another time woman more difficult or more complex tasks to me here. Then parents in the cramp who report now, me ban no issue and me who ban progress.
There's a meaning say no probably me am one boy who say oh abofrey where you slow learner and as we say a fast learner.
Exactly.
Oh, I see. Prof, and say me a working there. Say me say to me city ho no mo. And they said the system and because the old one I'm a famua bepem sabri in a way no kinya de wo kan sesi a chassis anka yakoye nimpa but ni na babisi
better late than never.
Oh I am the sign that in chirima so ba benya so so but ni na so kokosi the resource enyenye bia de yeka sesi ahoboa no e wo ho ho aka de e wo ho no mo ana Akadia no yes you so make you say you 100%. Munya 100%.
Miss me to say you 100%. But I buy abon homodin near I buy resources are buying be provided any support buying provided for us to roll out these things and there is there the end they always remind us about the support that they give us but Oliver Twist we need more. Especially with STEM year making was for the schools to be able to really implement the STEM here more workshops, more laboratories and all those other things.
Okay.
And I don't know so a best way because employers eventually so
other institutions
so turn around to come and assist. Yes, sir. But who say now getting the physical infrastructure is going to be very expensive.
Okay.
Buying quite into me. So we are also thinking about bringing in virtual workshops and laboratories.
Oh.
But even with that, they still need internet to connect,
tablets
and all those things to connect. So these are the resources that we will need to enable the new curriculum to really.
Is it not going to be challenging? The internet may be sasano. For instance, obi or abofra and a secondary schooler it won't be chrome bomber. Near can't say the workers be a virtual no near the internet and one sem and so a bubuja. Abaya ho boa enyemie peyo pa now ye ba be hyase e implement it e mo for no even now ye aye kase binum kokocho ye computer enum ne ade mo fa bi won ma wo fa na ni se kwembo hu bi da cheche ni ne draw e wo board so eno so nkonko ye problem and deprive other schools in be from getting ye cheche ni
yeah we call it the digital divide or the gap. we rather feel say that would rather bridge
that gap. No.
Now, care about the villages or some areas if you have a computer. But one thing I forget is phone and use your computer.
It's true.
But my dream on master say phone also your computer. So it's about ICT and kind of say tablets and one I say laptop and I say desktop and one I would say anything that fits within the definition of computer. No, which means actually an idea. So now we are understanding what computer means and what you can use the computer for.
Okay.
I believe say these days in every village you could be no we who say kwala use phone.
Use phone.
So
and you no kwala use phone na mama.
So and you know you can start from that point. With say tablets people no money with these Android phones they can still log on to the virtual sites to perform whatever experiments they want to perform. But the issue of internet data. But that one soon you say I buy any service providers now kasa. Service providers all things that borders on education are zero rated. It's no kwala no site where embedi data and now say edition these are the things that everybody will have access to the system. Yes.
Prof, new system kwan be so na be fa so address yen almighty chew pour and forget culture. Kwan be so na be fa so address it.
Normally the issue of chew pop depending on the kind of questions. If you ask questions that demand students to regurgitate or to just spell out and mention the state this, and them you are no chew.
No,
but this time no, they are simple. Levels of assessment. From the depth of knowledge assessment, level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. As much as possible, no, especially a back white side now, as much as possible, you say almost stay on level 4 and 3 questions, with just about 30% being level 1 and 2. And, you know, and this level 3 and 4 are questions that talks about creativity and then problem solving. Say now kind of what the problem you have to be and how will you solve it? So it brings about diversity. In the process. They say at the end, no, we produce makes sense between us solve our problem. No. So it is not about going to chew anything and coming and pouring, and it's about you being asked to do something. Okay.
And today say the meaning is a line of question no kwaya umbe first say bisa.
You are going to change everything. Yes.
Now kwaya say wo kwa chew. A bit me I say same question no ba. You twist in a way
you contextualize the question.
Exactly. Ababe drew a honomoa. I see. Now, new assessment is so quite best on a so fairness, reliability, and validity. A bit prevailing was our assessment.
In fact, by itself, no, Nyama Wabudina is the Fatuna Mema about Anomano Kahono. So once you are not assessing only one thing, but a diverse range of what learners should know and be able to do, and also exhibit. Okay. It's like every learner fairly has been taken care of. It's no way to me draw ni there no way to me akasa ni there because the debate now will be recorded. The ability to debate, ability to critique, make everything will be part of the assessment.
So we see HH we actually imagine say ene kwa kope driver's license ye wo kwan a se bi wo mo anko school ye fa so access wo mo obi o ho no especially bi akwakoye eye test nom ne ade a ye wo de obe read ene ye wo images a obe identify say we so ye den am obi there has been fairness in that obi enya ne chefa e wo mo na nya so obi kwaja
that is it
ye nim say kwan ya befa so implement enema we nyina no we parents any teachers if we ma enye omo role omo play omo ye
the parents role very critical etina transfer system no at the end of every semester say we print a current report na say a current ko che parent na the parent no a portion say sign no sign the back school until you the man now banner say parent signature ni so na say one fan kire o parent until parent no so okan na say o won say bi say bia obetumi ay follow up about school no yes school for no teachers na ay conference and we say we are from the report me who say me ba no or catch you or when we then e betumi ay send e bit obi so we get parents really involved because omunya a more comprehensive and detailed report than what it used to be. Because first about be obananya 50/100. Ne koye onya 50
over 100
any day won tia say until no na say otu be say o e bia kofi next time bo hu mod na nya bia 90 na bisa but we no e be kire nya ntia kofi
nya sa 15/100 no me ha me kasa say me yeni awofo no oba free school ba na o ka cho say bi onya 49/50 make concentration any 49 and when one now will miss it no and no na many was so now have you been able to identify the reasons here when tinya sa one na obi o say auntie eban na that time na the day na e wo wutiri mu you know yes so parents if you're able to ask all these questions it me boa abofra so maninya entiase.
Now if you want quality education you cannot remove the role of parent from it. Because we share apart from say at the SHS level more boarding school most of the time on Kwala spend more time at home than we you know when so move to school ekofie na say parental commitment towards the education is not showing na I am near teachers in so your school no so a hack but when the parents also show that commitment and they are playing the role as they are supposed to play and then we ensure say education a very
it's a very collective thing na
yes be play be important.
Now you share teachers almost one whole preparation and then resources new curriculum eba meaning say there na be old ones and be but majority no foforo ye teacher for wo ma ho boa etesen ye de omo be fantity ye bi mu ya ye wo mo so wo mo handout bi a ebe guide wo mo na say na no society
yeah teachers resource pack fact you build a website we Ministry of Education host your friend on microsite everything is there curriculum na no all the curriculum is there plus
more funny so the teacher for
yes plus the teachers resource pack senior because I say to me teachers na change maybe as teacher senior be almost to me and apart from that you know your institute BBI friend no professional learning communities PLCs I teach senior o kan no almost so musu ade intino from intino pembia no within the school no I say teachers so to meet na omo discuss bia saade we mean to me anche ni ya na cement ase na obi a maybe am na meti ase then through that and they will be learning apart from the PLCs we also have the continuous professional development programs PLC is part of it but we run short courses for them workshops and everything introduce them to the new curriculum and how they have to go about implementing the new curriculum. So teachers, we are really preparing the teachers.
Preparing them so that they will be well abreast with the new curriculum. No ansana emofano so aba. Na yensha sa microsite no. Eno so mu enchemu pa and say boa be ne be boa.
Say maybe bibia na ya print hard copies na achiche am school so. But they who say especially with the new curriculum the material is very bulky. Surprise, they say, hard copies are. Maybe the resources to do enough hard copies for every teacher to access. Hard copies, from after some time, I got deteriorate. I say we replace but you won't say the two site gear a digital winner, and it's there forever until we change it, and everybody everywhere can access it. And so the curriculum is there. As I said, the teacher's manual and all the teaching resource pack that we have done, even the assessment, how do you have to assess based on the new assessment regime that you have now to guide the teachers.
Daily instructions, Anna.
It's not about, but it's about how they have to go about. It's okay. There, how even to prepare your lesson plan is there.
Okay, and also no. Is it for because many teachers most usually more lesson notes. Supervisors go through the manual aspects.
Very good. So it's something that we are in the course of thinking about getting some platforms that also help the teachers to do their lesson notes. But the question is, people first say, one question to make the teachers lazy.
Oh, wow, and what you're practical.
Yeah, but it depends.
Type it.
Depending on how you set up the system. So that those who think that to rather make I don't believe in that, but some do think it's rather make the teachers lazy.
You but don't believe in lazy.
Yeah, but some people are of that thought. So, as I said, we are still having a discussion around that. But I feel that there's a way to go about it, so that because they want the teachers also own input. Because these days with AI, one training a teacher one system AI is going to generate everything for you, and then the teacher may not even be able to implement it the way. Because when I am so we'll design it in such a way, you the teacher, there are certain prompts what we fill it in and sign as then and understand you own it. You yourself you own it. It's what corner say we implement here. It's easier for you to implement than say I'll see AI. Because there are studies now about the effect of AI on people's thinking ability. I just say because of AI, the thinking ability of people are perform, and we don't want that to happen to us. We rather want the thinking ability to improve. But AI will just be an assistive technology.
There's nothing like say be a research. You can use that.
Exactly.
What's here? Say you pick bits and pieces. Now I add it to. So what do you know? I am rich. And yes, you're solely dependent on that AI. I see. Now, you can't say no old system no wo ho no abrebe and no be fade out every ho kra na new one
with that no ya sha sent new one na dey
new one na mo dey ejuma to old no is
old no well especially with the assessment from the YE point this year they will assess with the old but from yes the buy and schools be a trial so those trial schools no they will write the first one next year. Okay,
on the new one.
Yes.
Me kai se bra ye mo free etro en sohwe no. Why omo so omo letter omo na scatter omo de beto dwa omo kan say binu mo ho no be assess omo on the new and e be so on my old one no. Now after that no be yi old one no.
From 2027 on the completely
new ones no. Until now, the old ne kakra.
Kakra just majority is the new way. The old ne kakra be pena. Let's say more final year.
And
the schools that still continue with the old one and next year, 2027 mature.
With the new one no. You can say private institutions ni na eka hoana.
They are all on board.
Oh, okay.
They are all on board.
And you share now a new one and so abano. Moving forward, you benya new one so JHS and so on.
Matter of fact, reform no. We started with the JHS.
Oh, okay. It's almost started implementing.
Long time, but it's about 5 years. And based on our policy, every 5 years, there is a curriculum review. Until this year, no, you call especially KG and then up to pieces. And we also say a review curriculum I introduced you about 5 years ago, and there are new things I also know. You say they can't home saying and quite said there's gap between what the SHS4 news and the almost so during the review we will look at all those things so that we synchronize what is there with. Because improve. The statute of KG, but you do SHS no. SHS one is an improvement on the previous one. They say you come back. Now we we previous ones then so SHS ones at least the same.
What can they say, also along the line, like I say, Moody near me, but she said a research near the in Abebo. What him say, they manner or more, or cast a new one, or must start implemented that. Quickly, Makai say, your man or research near the in JHS and class 6 for your more project work. No more presentation near there. Nina say new one,
yeah, new one introduced about 5 years ago. JHS DNA is about 3-4 years ago. Was kindergarten and then up to P6 in bar first. And some JHS and about SHS. And you see, I'm also say a review kindergarten up to P1 to P6 and then near a year, you may boy and I'm one year. Maybe share no smoke kinana to me.
Say you heard me Nina say ya. Yet the now will be pieces to be I would measure the success of the Muye Union. It indicators when I'm be so a day at track a effectiveness of sad new curriculum. Better than much and say the Muye impact. So papa.
The first place, much of the or many of the indicators are within the curriculum itself.
Oh, okay.
Because
what's the saying now? Maybe can call a muteki said I'm where's the
yeah, it took a very long time for us to prepare, think about. We started by building a curriculum framework. And the framework, so oh yeah, curriculum. I said we need na a coup. Then also na share and I because so I call out your friend of standards based curriculum. So nobody should be describe standards there. I say. To me do. And or perform at what level of performance we will accept as okay for at least everybody.
Everybody.
Today now been described in the curriculum. But say share whether the curriculum is achieving its goals. The first place is to look at the learners and see whether what they were supposed to attain or achieve to me are achieving. We'll talk to parents. Almost share what difference. Yeah, what difference are they seeing, as compared to the old one and new one? All part of the indicators that will help us to know whether we are really achieving objectives for which are the new curriculum.
Okay.
And we are going to do that now with the KG and the primary.
Primary.
Yeah, we are going to do evaluation based on these benchmarks to find out whether it has really met, and then if there's something new to add or something that we think is impossible, we have to remove or change. It will tell us, the evaluation will tell us all these things. Then going forward, when we do the review now, you didn't even shape. And
what guys evaluation in one more be a comedian or say, oh, coach, I don't want to draw rats. And
already know your parents are out complaining about some of the things here. If they are primary school, so much for them it's above them. Yeah, they can't make us.
Oh, okay.
Whether really it's above them and saying more, then you are being informed going forward. We should.
Where was I about Fabia so I want the strength?
Yes.
Me want to say new one in so obey. Ama e mo fani bi so aye smart palma. Minimum of Fabia because say there be more class 4, but the Western one say. Obeko class 6 because we are about and indeed what the class 6 now performing well oh I see it's not just say necessary yeah share we say no so new one review abrebe na mobe review na at what point so na mobe hu say okay the ekoso ni nyina no so no bia mo de wait say the way gaje mo de way ebehye mu a ebeboa mo yi we free honom so ebeboa.
Yeah, then I'm medical kind of policies every 5 years. I say.
Oh, every 5 years.
Yes,
and I'm be review.
And this year is the time for KG and primary curriculum to be reviewed. I share processes now.
And then say no say actually.
Yeah.
With primary
yeah,
5 years about.
Yes.
Oh wow.
5 years about.
I see.
I share review process now. And the review process now I say yet near core. As a review, so until the evaluation, to see whether near she to say a colleague or KG, and also be primary section. Idea is so omunim and I say omunim. And apart from that, you know, so there were in the course of the time, no, there were assessment be a national assessment be a now a friend national standardized test.
Okay.
To also gauge, and then yes in maths and numeracy and literacy.
Oh.
Because who say these two areas and I Ghana higher to me facing challenges, and you know every P2, P4, P6, even up to JHS 2. Calabria do P2 be sa test no.
Whether I saw her mobile
more schools, but I know Calabria we just sample.
Oh, okay.
At the national level, yeah, I call first on dry and for so I so metro. It's you know say yeah, I know to test P1 and there so Oceano whether we achieve one now. So we achieve one to be to pay near the interventions. Want to achieve near the interventions aba. Now you P4. Ni omo lucky behind na intervention P5. Na P6 open tama on JHS. We call SHS. It's now it's part of the formative process. There we track. In terms of bet now normal throw exams back home. As an also more yard and so more. You know, from time to time, they get this assessment to track the learning of the.
Okay, minim say buying Ghana has say science and maths. Dear, ha, mofado draw na pa. Sa new curriculum siso wo kwan bi so mu ye mofa no so beti ase ye pa na. So address
it's all about the way teachers teach.
Okay.
Those
that reminds me how teachers teach me kai your teacher be chemistry teacher na yeah opening forum na me kai me yonko bi say so America now koje microphone or go bisa do we have only one chemistry tutor here if not then our teacher blah 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 when he teaches us we don't understand I say me other thing can say me see that me yonko is itam kuru mu pa nya sen go the teacher ni feel say you're good anymore but I mean that was the reality
especially with the subject like maths. It depends on the teacher handling it. Me say me per maths but sir, at point in time no some of my maths teachers nearly made me to stop. But I still went on. I did maths at the university.
But if I don't want to say the maths now I be
depending on it, you know. This time no sir we are training the teachers on the skills and strategies here. It's all about we say maths in particular. I am first say too abstract. Maths is a language which talks about daily life activities. So man say it's a kind of special language. Because S plus Y is equal to it's a language.
Find Y. Y is there. Take Y.
It's a language unto itself. It's right from the beginning through activities. So a language to explain something. It's a problem, but to solve it, we are using this language to solve it instead of the language that we already know about. If they pick it from that perspective, now how easy it is to do it, they will come to love the subject. In fact, some of the research schools, no one that say subject we. That is how easy and interesting it is.
Say formula you're good to go. And no kind brain him unlike said you say the chew and born.
What you say a language. Your mouth problem. Maybe I can say ya suma say kujum. Ekoto bia tomatoes meku say ni amao sikasi. Meku do ahi na beto tomatoes do ahi na beto say na be so sika na
e amao no. Who can say they are so simple.
But mathematics language no and ma why na say why is that
okay pro meaning say ye ba ye old method na won shape jibo awko school yes we extra curriculum activities be with the new one no a be a shim a open room for more fun so to on earth other talents are now a society.
Yes, okay. Yeah. So I make kind of the issues of debating, issues of giving them things to go and research. About. Building on portfolio. So things that they are interested in. If so, you're interested in art, artwork, and teacher to me so what work is there nice, but not their kind of portfolio no. Another time buy another artwork that is even better than the first one now. Now the initial account to be a pick here. The trend of improvement that area. So whatever interest area the child has, there's a way of bringing all these things on board and assessing them, making it part of the child's assessment. And that's what brings in the fairness issue and the validity issues that we were talking about.
I see. And then I would dear made meaning say I will forbo at home empire because it not to be for fra. Also, we find it difficult to adapt to change. But in Chichimune Basse my yetia, but maybe may focus on in as much as say students and I say more fano, every play more partner. Majority of it and so agent a teacher and so because I not see us year and obey me at trouble frano among so at CS here. Ain't maybe Jawa Mawakoi, a dear some na will catch a chef any and canker parents and that teachers no so quite more fast more makuma told me will be or even question be so our person more address here means be or honor more bit me a dear farmer more address here.
To read the same kind of comma first parents. I saw more and come and told me. Neediabano is to help all of us. I
am man being so fast.
Pempino, if you school and pejuma na unemployment level I increase, but near no in such a way say I can't use school because he had developed the talent and interest area. But to me, I faso and they critique some employment for himself or herself and to be boama a juma pe we know akofom and now back teachers and my say teachers will be a company say your mom will juma p
first and no more relaxation mood
but say even in Ghana here so much child or international schools are come say juma na their mom is sakra
because I want to research normally a day in everybody
me some of my old students are in the international school. It's like this report every week. There's some generating report in Mankwala. And you know, we want Ghana also to play at the international level.
Okay.
So whatever happens in the international schools, you know, they happen in our public schools. And you know, your best teachers and say, I'm betting I say now. Idea abano ombedia tum but the here say musia
aketu also so entum
we finance na mokaji but from our side you know the able to can say whether to be successful or not kase na gina teachers so
no correct
entina you know more kasa say they should open up their mind. We also there anything bia am for say is beyond them and I say here extra way you know they can come to us call website www.naka.gov.gh www.naka.gov.gh nyama no ho ne ni ho so ya man link especially the microsite on especially SHS nyama ni na but primary GHS in there no wo main link with main website also but SHS there no wo link no my friend microsite link we whole link or click on the link and over call
okay
all the materials that you need to support your teaching are there
okay
and because I introduce PLC system in the schools and so the training the convenience of the team leaders of the PLC to be able to also train or support the teachers under them so to teach well. So when they have any problem, they are free to contact us because we are always also going around monitoring the system. To see how well
monitoring they are very important.
Very important. Monitoring.
And
exactly. So constantly we are on the field doing monitoring to see how well teachers are using the curriculum.
So. Okay. Prof. Bedasepa Nichichimune. For Professor Samuel Foribe Queen, acting director. General National Council of Curriculum and Assessment Trinity Akanenaka and ne yene no atwetwe nkomofa the new curriculum omode eba senior high schools no emu yesra chechefo se momo ni nko na parents so dia chechefo no beka de ebetimi aye de aboa ye manom ebe masa curriculum nyina ye successful no moma ye ni so se de be ye manom so omo wie school na enko ye se yete hono ni etwen aban na se impo the market world no yentimi nyansa no dwuma na se ye fa ye dwuma mkomo na yentimi perform well ema employer na enya so emfa so anase ye ni enkototo said the beya the ye bia no ebetimi aye ne papa so e de ama ye ntimi se ye nyina you role to play timma ye nyane sa na emwa ye manom da chintina ne ya bosa enkomui uguso a ehwe Adekye Nsroma ye na ye honam no bedwafo ntina se na yindi Ghana eho enkomo ko bebia ye beba sisia